Now, I think it's fair to say 2024 was a year to forget for West Ham. 74 goals conceded, probably a record for the Hammers. So 2025, it can only get better. We start at the Etihad of all places as we hit a trip up to a faltering and pretty stop-start Manchester City side who have dropped unthinkably down into about 6th at this point, I think. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. Match preview, the first one of 2025. And Mike, we're marking the first one with everybody deserting us. You're the only one.
Good job, mate. And good job the old stage is still going.
Well, good job. You know, you were here at the very start, and good job you keep putting in those hours, Mike, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Right, all these other part-timers.
I'm still here, Jake.
All these other part-timers can't be bothered, right? But Mike, my Mike, he always turns up. So thank you very much indeed for joining me. Good Christmas and New Year and all that jazz, my friend.
Yes, very good. Thanks, mate. A bit quiet, but yeah, pretty good.
Jolly good, jolly good. Right, let's see who's joining us in the chat. Mr. Terry Newsham. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday as we take the glorious trip to Manchester. Fathead, hope you're well. There's more chance of Jake's girlfriend appearing on the stream tonight than us beating Man City at the weekend. Well, that first part of your comment is completely not going to happen. So that is inferring that there's very little chance of beating Manchester City on Saturday. And Mike, my first question is, do you agree?
I'm afraid I've got to, Jake. Yeah. You know, Man City have not been in great form, but they've just turned a little bit of a corner at the wrong time. We always seem to play teams when they're in their best form, don't we? But yeah, I think we'd be very lucky to get anything up there, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, unfortunately. The Podium Lounge, hope you are. No, I usually wear this shirt to the gym, and I went to the gym and I haven't done too much else today, so I just didn't take it off. So no, I've had this shirt quite a while. It's I'm getting a bit big for it, so it hasn't got a lot of life left in it. Yeah, absolutely. Right then, where did we get to on these comments? So Sharky, I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Happy New Year to you as well. 2025 is going to be better for West Ham, Mike?
Well, it can't be much worse, Jake, can it really? You look at it, the actual 2024, I mean, 23 was a great year for us. There's no doubt about that. 24 has been the total opposite. You know, we were in a position that we just dropped down the league. We dropped out of any chance of getting European football last year. And things haven't really changed, have they, with a new boss?
No, they haven't. And, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, we've had a few people say what their hopes would be for 2025. And a lot of the West Ham ones have started off with a new manager to start with. And I think that pretty well sums up the state of where we are as a club at the moment. And it's more disillusionment more than anything, Mike, because, you know, I watched that on telly on Sunday against Liverpool, and I was completely and utterly bemused, right? I accepted that we were going to lose to Liverpool, right? That was accepted. But one thing I can't accept is all the Liverpool fans and the home end. One thing I can accept is fans, and I felt there was a pretty big turning point on social media after the weekend. People are fed up, right? People are fed up, A, going to that place and watching crap football, but B, more importantly, they're fed up of going to that place and it not feeling like home. There is a big disconnect that has been created here between the fans and the club, and it's only getting bigger.
Yeah, it is. But I'll go back to when we was winning, and when we beat Liverpool that time 2 years ago, 3-2. I mean, the atmosphere was phenomenal, and some of those European nights was great. But joined together with the way we're playing and how the stadium can be, we know we know what it is. It's not a proper football stadium, full stop. But when we're winning, the atmosphere is half decent. It's half decent, and that's it. You know, we'd all love it to be knocked down and made into a proper football stadium, but until we get some new owners, that's not going to happen.
Absolutely. Right, let's take some more comments. Where did I get to? Is the future Mrs. Cox still in this? I'm sure I'll get interrogated on Saturday, Terry, so you can wait for that flourishing moment in Frankly Services at about 10 o'clock on Saturday. Getting a bit big for it. Surely you're not growing upwards anymore. Well, hopefully. I mean, Mike, I think I'm still not taller than you, so we've got to get past that barrier to start with.
I'm shrinking, mate. So you should get taller, and I'm shrinking. So you should be going well past me.
You know what, Mike? I did forget your level of experience, which then, of course, causes that. I do apologise. Well, you never know. You never know. There's a comment and a half. I'll take an 8-0 and a managerial change from the weekend. Man City of seasons gone by, you'd probably say that with the way we're playing at the moment, that wouldn't be too much out of the realms of possibility. But even so, we could go up there. Them under a little bit of pressure, won their last game, but they're still under a little bit of pressure. Go up there, sit back, let them dictate the play, and be 3-0 down after half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, go back to Saturday. Was it Saturday? Was it Sunday? I can't remember what day it was. Well, I was there. I know. I just thought, to be totally honest, what really disappointed me was the fact that we just didn't lay a glove on them. You know, Van Dijk could have played in his slippers, and he didn't have. Honestly, he had one tackle to make the whole game. You know, oh, come on, at least flipping. You know, give him something to think about. You know, stick the German on, give him a few jabs in the ribs, see how good he is then. You know, when he's wound up a little bit. But we didn't get into him at all. We did not face him up at all. No aggression at all, and not one booking. How bad is that against Liverpool? And you get beat 5-0, and you not have one booking. You know, really, someone should have stuck McAllister up in the air, especially after that tackle. You know, someone should have, sorted him out, because that was a late tackle, and I said at the time he should have been booked for that. And someone should have just said, right, okay, he's just took Bowen it. Let's go and stick him up in the air now.
Yeah, we didn't lay a glove on them, and that was the really, really poor part of it. City have been average, but we'll still be 2-0 up inside 20 minutes against us. Defensively, we're an absolute shambles, Mike. We are an accident waiting to happen. Whoever's there, we've seemed to have constructed the slowest midfield in the league with players that can't pass the ball forward. And we managed to construct a defence that we're telling to play out from the back, who quite clearly can't play out from the back. I don't know how many heart attacks I had against Southampton. The amount of times we were playing it back and just all it does is invite pressure, right? We're not a good enough team. And we can't justify playing out from the back because we don't score goals where we make good moves from the back. You know, we don't make a goal, start with the centre halves, get the ball at the pitch and score a goal. We just don't do that. It's not a justifiable sort of thing to do. And we continue to do it. And 1 week we're going to get caught out like Southampton have done under Russell Martin as an example. Embarrassingly, we're going to get caught out playing out from the back because we're not good enough to do it. It is suicide football. And against one of these big teams, as it did on Sunday, and as it might do on Saturday, we're going to get found out big time.
People will just run straight through the middle of us. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They only need to win. We only need to lose one ball in the middle of the park, and that's it. We're done. And I felt sorry for Torpedo on that last goal because he couldn't go to his man because there was another one alongside him. He tried to hold. Was it Salah who had the ball in front of him?
Salah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it happened right in front of me, so I should be able to remember it. But Tobido couldn't go to Salah because he had another man there. If he did, he was only just going to lay it to him, and that's what he did. One of those guys in the middle should have stopped him before he got there. You know, Bowen got away a couple of times. What do? They bring him down. Yeah. You know, he should have been smashed in the middle of the park. He shouldn't have been able to gone that far.
My concern with it is that when you watch pretty much any team in the league and you can pinpoint it pretty quickly, it's especially defensively, it's where it gets magnified the most, is that people know their jobs, right? We haven't got a clue. Aaron Wan-Bissaka can be up on the left wing, nobody at right back, then somebody will have to scramble to fill in. We don't know who our man is. We don't know where our gaps are. And defensively, we're a complete accident waiting to happen because we're not drilled. I don't know what they do in training all week, because they don't practice free kicks, throw-ins, corners, any of that. Right, we haven't got a clue from any of them. And then when a team actually run at us, there's players all over the place. There's gaps everywhere. It's just a complete mess.
I don't see any cohesion in it at all. No. You're totally right. Because I'll go back to the people we brought in this year. Wan-Bissaka he's been an upgrade, right?
Yeah.
Tobido and Kilman are upgrades on Ogbonna, who's been brilliant, I know, but his legs are gone. Same with Zuma, his legs are gone. So they're upgrades. They're better players. They're better footballers. We've brought in decent players, and we've still gone backwards. So there's something wrong with how we're setting up and how we're playing. It's not all about the players. It's just how they're set up.
Well, I mean, questions have got to be asked, and you make a really valid point in terms of Wan-Bissaka's better. I think it's a double-edged sword in the sense of positionally sometimes he's our Achilles heel, because, as I said, he can be committed too far forward. He could be on the left wing at some points. He does get a little bit carried away. I think somebody said it last week. I can't remember who, but it's the fact is that he was shackled at Man United. He used to bomb up and down at Crystal Palace. He was shackled at Man United, and all of a sudden now he found himself thinking, "Oh, I can go forward again now," and he's pretty much taking it to an extreme where quite a few occasions every game we leave a gaping hole in that position. For all the good work he does, that's something that's got to be channeled, and it's got to be used at the right times and against the right teams, I think.
Yeah, but when he goes, Jake, automatically someone should just slide in and cover for him. It's not rocket science. If he's going and we got to, let's face it, he scored 2 goals that have, won us points this year. And he's put lovely balls into the box. Southampton, Soler should have scored that. Cross was, inch perfect. So what he's doing is good. But, if he's bombed on, then someone just slides in. The trouble is, it's ended up being someone like Alvarez, and then he's caught out because he's got no pace.
Well, that's the trouble, because it's a knock-on effect, because we aren't well drilled and because we haven't got a clue what we're doing. If somebody does from midfield drop into right back, then all of a sudden we're overrunning midfield. We are overrunning midfield anyway, because we've got the pace of me and you in there, Mike, with all due respect, right? Yeah. It's painfully slow in there. Whoever it is, they can't pass a ball and they can't run, some of them in there. Right? Rodriguez, what is the point, quite frankly, with him? I will never know. But then if you take one man out of midfield, which is already slow and overrun, then you make it even more overrun. And teams just completely take advantage. I don't know what he's doing tactically. I'm going to say he's doing nothing tactically, Lopetegui, because nobody in the fan base can pinpoint what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. Because, and as Moyes would say and used to say, you've got to start with a shored up defence, right? And we've got anything but at the moment.
No, we haven't. We've got nothing to build on, have we? That's the trouble.
No.
We've absolutely nothing to build on at the moment. And it is, I'm afraid, I wasn't calling for his head a few weeks ago because I thought, do you know what? He'd get us through the season, win us enough games, and we'll be in that position, which I said we'd probably be between 10th and 14th. I said that all along, right from the start of the season, because of so many new players coming in. And players, so many new players having to learn how he wants to play. But we've just seen no progress with it. And we're halfway through the season now. We should be good enough to stay up, but we should be looking at least for a top half finish. And I just don't think we're going to be anywhere near that.
And it's just the bewilderment of what you mentioned earlier of their upgrades defensively, right? On paper, we looked at it at the start of the season. Look at Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman. They're all upgrades on what we had. So then the buck has to stop with the manager, I'm afraid. And look, I mean, Sean makes point here, and we've talked about this on the Premier League Run Night show for about a year now, about the state of the Premier League. And for clubs like us, we aren't going to go down, touch wood. We've got enough in the tank. And he says, as I said with Palace last year, who weren't going to go down and held off bringing in a new manager. Why panic and sack early? West Ham won't go down. P.S. Wait for McKenna. Now, look, Sullivan won't be smart enough to do that. If he wants to sack him, he'll sack him. But maybe, just maybe, I mean, Sean makes a point there. Ipswich are going to go down. Is McKenna going to want to go back to the Championship? He's too good for the Championship. Is he going to be picked up by a Premier League club? And could that Premier League club be us? Are we astute enough to think like that and act like that, Mike?
Probably not, Jake, to be totally honest. I just think we need a younger, and I'd like to see a British manager. I really would. You know, I can't understand what this guy's saying half the time. And you know, it's not being disrespectful to him. It's, you know, he is what he is. He's Spanish, you know what I mean? And it's the way he talks. I don't know if he gets things over very well, you know? And because I don't, you know, I can't understand what he's on about half the time. You know, a lot of these guys are Spanish and he can speak to them in Spanish or whatever. But, you know, overall, I don't know if he gets his, you know, if he gets his point across.
Listen, I don't watch pre or post match press conferences after because I don't really have the time. And I haven't really got the interest to watch them. But when we've been on Sky and all the rest of it, and they pop up with a pre or post match interview, I watch it and it's puzzling what he say. I can't quite, you know, and yeah, look, I take in what he says. Doesn't make any sense. Like what he says doesn't make any sense with the rumours and reports of punch ups and all of this stuff that has happened. That has all gone rather quiet. But with all the unrest that we've heard in reports, I just don't know. I just don't know whether he's on the same wavelength as the players. And people say he's lost the dressing room. I don't think he had it to start with, to be quite honest. And I don't know where we go. And you get comments like this. I'm not sure what a record loss is, but I'll take that to get rid of Julian Lopetegui. And that's the point where we are now. The problem we have, says Fathead, is the disconnect between the fans and the team now. For all Moyes' faults, we never had that before. Exactly. No, I was a critic of Moyes, absolutely. I can also sit back and go, we knew what Moyes was going to do, right? Whether you liked it or not, Moyes had a game plan and we all knew it. Right now, I haven't got a clue what his game plan is. I don't know whether he's trying to be defensive and whether he's trying to be attacking. I genuinely cannot work it out. And that is the staggering part of it. We're leaking goals, but we're then not also committing bodies forward. So we're trying to be defensive, but not doing that very well. And then we're not attacking because we're not scoring goals. So just none of it adds up, does it, Mike?
No, not at all. Not at all. But, you know, honestly, I can see what's going to happen. There's a pattern, isn't there? We play the better teams, we get beat, do you know what I mean? And then we play a team, and there are some poor teams, aren't there? Let's face it. You know, we lost to Leicester, and they looked absolutely awful. You know, I mean, we controlled the game, didn't we? We should no way have lost that. And I haven't seen us control and keep the ball like that against many teams for a long time, really. I mean, okay, I think some of them, you know, pick up a few wins here and there, but the bottom 3 or 4 are, you know, are not very good. You know, we're not much better at the moment, but we are slightly better because we got players like Kudus and Bowen, you know.
Not anymore.
No, we haven't. I mean, yeah, he'll be back, you know, at the end of the day. I mean, Paquetá, when he plays teams like Ipswich and, you know, the teams that are down near the bottom, he shines then. He shows what he can do. It's usually against the better teams that he disappears. He tries to do too much and loses the ball. You know, yeah, I don't know. It's infuriating because we should be doing better, but I don't think we could be doing it much better.
Absolutely. No, I do agree. Dressing as Mario for Man City? No. Funnily enough, that will not be happening. Now, just while we are a little bit off topic, good job Nigel isn't here tonight because if he'd have mentioned New York, I've actually got no chocolates left, Mike. The box is bare.
I've got a few of these left if you want some.
Oh, he's got some of them on. There we go. We've still got some downstairs, but my stash upstairs, Lindor, others are of course available. Somebody keeps coming up here and eating them.
Is there a whole little box? Is there, Jake?
I don't know where they've all gone. Who would know? But yeah, exactly. They're just so good. They are just so good. But listen, We've been poor. We can all accept and understand that. Does it change? We're going to go through these comments now, have a little chat about our opponents coming up for Saturday. They used to be previously invincibly amazing Manchester City that have taken a little fatal turn in recent weeks. We're going to come up and talk about Man City in a second. Looking forward to your free coffee on Saturday, Terry. What does that mean? I'm buying? Does it? Blimey, what do you want me to buy? Free coffee or chips? Oh, here we go. Because I only bought a regular portion of chips in Burger King one time in Frankly Services, and that wasn't enough. And I gave you the change, Terry. I did. No, I did give you the change, and you had more than one chip. So let's not beat around the bush here, shall we? Honestly, Jay, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I hope you are well. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. As well. We're quite shaky, but I think we need to beat Man City 2-1. Well, if that happens, then I want the lottery numbers from you, my friend, because I just cannot see it this current moment in time. Jordy, thanks for joining us. Hope you are well. Fully expecting a Moyes Rooney dream team at Everton in the next few weeks. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Right, where did I get to here? Fathead says, everyone get on and like the live to help Jake out. Oh, thank you very much, Fathead. That is very good indeed. We need connection. Our team had a poor defence when Liverpool won 5-0 against us, so we need to fix this in the next game. Absolutely, Kelly Wise. Thank you for that, mate. Absolutely. The defence is where it needs to start. Otherwise, we're starting on the back foot on Saturday, even before we've begun. But we're unbeaten this year, Mike. What about
that? How long's that going to last, mate?
Stick that in the cabinet, honestly. Our good friend Peter, good evening, lady. Starting the new year off with yet another donking. We should have rested Bowen against the Scousers as we were never getting anything. Well, it's nice to see your optimism carries through into 2025, Peter. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Always a pleasure. Happy New Year to you. Utmost respect for you all going to the game at the weekend. A trip through possible snow to a probable thrashing. Absolutely. Well, as Terry will rightly tell you, it's good for me to be putting in all the miles week in, week out to go to all these away games. And as Mike knows as well, you know, I sit in the back, I do the vlog, I manage the storage on my phone. I really put in the miles, Mike, don't I? Terry loves that.
Good. Yeah, Terry knows.
Terry knows. Here we go.
There might want your snowshoes again, Jake. Remember the last time we went up there?
Well, exactly. Man City away, snow. I'm getting the strongest deja vu ever here, Mr. Mike Catcher. Yeah. That was cold that day. Flipping hell.
Oh, yeah. But your dad still had his shorts on.
He still had his shorts on. Of course he did. Of course he did. Absolutely. Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman, all upgrades. The striker is an upgrade once fit. The only downgrade is the manager and the coaching department, the coaching in particular. We do have a quality chauffeur. Absolutely. Does anybody know how many away fans are going to Man City? It's sold out, so there should be 3,000 there. Drive safely. It's going to be hellish out there. Don't paint a picture already. Could the match be called off if the area around the ground was really bad? Well, the area around the ground was really bad last time, and they still got it on, Mike, didn't they?
They had to clear the pitch at half time as well.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Our driver reminds me of Bond, James Bond, serving sausage sandwiches and having his smart attire on. That is our Terry Newsham, the one we know and love. Jake will be putting in the real hard work on Saturday. I will. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. Is he doing the coffee runs? Yeah, with somebody else's card. Absolutely. Will he say his purse is in his other handbag? Well, my Google, not my Google, my Apple Wallet may well come into use if it has to. I get paid tomorrow, Mike, so let's hope that comes in nicely. Yeah, that's it. I think the allocation is around 3k at the Etihad. JC will be doing his usual FA. I'm not sure what that means. FA, maybe that means flipping every.
Flipping, it's not a lot.
Yeah, like. Yeah, flipping everything. It should be an E. It's an E, not an A, Terry. Come on. Make sure Jake takes his bank card for the game. Why? It was like we only had 6 players on the pitch against Liverpool. That many? Do you think it was that many? We will stay up, but it's not the players learning how we want to play. It's J-Lo's learning a plan A. Remember the joys of no plan B under Moyes. At least he had a plan A. Try saying that after a few. Fathead, very eloquent. But there's a lot of plans in there, and there's a lot of letters. Yeah, I wouldn't like to say that after a few. Surely JC at least provides the laughs. I mean, what do you mean at least provides the laughs? I provide the laughs and etc. Right? Etc. There's lots that I provide to it. I think West Ham are going to survive, but United might be having more chance of getting relegated than you guys. They were horrible against us the other night. That is a Manchester United side that are currently sitting a lowly 1 point below a really god-awful West Ham team, Mike.
Well, yeah. Thank God for them at the moment, isn't it, mate?
Thank God for them, absolutely. Fathead says, West Ham have never done well with a non-British manager. To be fair, Moyes is the only one who was successful and not English. Looking at our next run of games, it's hard to see where any wins come from, minus Bowen and a leaky defence. Well, I said this last week, and Peter, I do actually agree. Fulham at home, it's the only game you're looking at, right? We've got City, Fulham. We've got Fulham at home and Palace at home before we then take the trip to Villa and then take the trip to Chelsea, right? And there's a cup game against Villa in there as well. I struggle to see where points are coming from, and that is the genuine concern of it. Luke, I hope you are well. Right, let's scroll down on some of these comments. I will pay your ticket if you go. I will pay for your ticket if you go with Mario. Well, I haven't paid for my ticket yet, so that's no, actually, no, Mike.
Harry, I mean, know better, mate.
No, Mike, you're going to roll your eyes at this, but we did a little bit of a deal because I sent the money to Dad for the StreamYard bill. You know, that bill that I had to pay that was really expensive. And Dad, I know. And Dad said I was going to give you some money towards it. So what I'll do is instead I'll pay for your Man City ticket. See, there we go. So actually, Terry, not needed, mate. It's not already sorted. Already sorted. I bet. All right, for Christmas. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I thought Jake said he was going as Britney Spears, charging that. I mean, I'm not even 18. I'm not even 18.
You're working though. You're working, Jake.
Yeah, and
as soon as I was working, I paid my mother my keep.
Listen, I've got people to please, Mike, as you well know. If we beat Man City, Jake, we'll do the review show at Gary Lineker. No.
Boxer shorts.
Boxers, yeah, no. Easy to blame a poor defence, but centre mids who look like they're as bothered is how you stay on the floor. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, they're both as bad as each other.
Yeah.
In terms of the midfield and the defence. That is for sure. Right, well, let's scroll down on some of these. Mike is the master. He managed to hustle a meal deal out of JC. Well, it wasn't quite a meal deal. It was, if we just want to refresh our memory visually.
Here we go.
It was. Well, actually, to be fair, we can just as well say it was a meal deal because it was a chocolate bar, a packet of crisps, and a sausage roll, right? I mean, we're lacking a drink.
That comes free from Greg's.
Yeah, well. Look how happy you
Terry,
are.
Terry, don't believe it.
Respect, absolutely respect. Here we go. See, Jake did buy me a very good Christmas present, to be fair. So for the benefit of impartiality, we're now having how good I am at buying Christmas presents. There we go. Thank you very much. Indeed. This guy will be familiar, Mike. I'm not quite sure who, but even Nick, hope you well. The unpredictable nature of this Premier League season so far, a sneaky 2-1 away win is possible. Trying to desperately remain positive. You're doing better than me, Nick. I hope you are well. Jake will still be talking about that meal deal when he's a pensioner. Yeah, but you know, Mike might not be here to reminisce on it by then. So we've got to get it in early, haven't we, Mike? You never know.
I thought that was coming. Put out my brain.
Well, life can be unpredictable, Mike, you know.
Oh yeah, too right, mate.
Exactly. Shouldn't feed pensioners, they will follow you home. But we were going to talk about Man City, but we've run out of time because the darts starts in a minute and we can't miss any of that. Mike, are you watching the darts? Are you into the darts or not?
Yeah, I have watched some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Luke Littler tonight. He was the same age as me. He's actually a little bit older than me. Yeah, crazy stuff. But we will go to a prediction. We've had no Larry stat attack, of course, because there is no Larry. Unless you want to put on an American accent and read out all the stats, Mike.
No, I'm not doing that. No, that's okay. Larry's job. I'm not taking
Fair enough. Predictions, get them all in the chat, Mike.
You couldn't afford to pay me that as well.
No, I couldn't afford to pay you the extra instalment for the stat attack that I pay Larry. Absolutely, you are right in that sense. Right, I'm feeling festive and generous, Mike. So you can have the prediction first, and I swear to God, if you get it right. No, go on.
Right. Truly, truly believe that we got utterly no chance. But I've got a feeling we'll score a goal. But I've got a horrible feeling we'll probably concede 3.
So go 3-1. Yeah, I debated that. I think we're going to score as well. Actually, I don't know how much relevance that goal will be, whether it will be early or whether it will be a late consolation. But I'm going to predict Manchester City 4, West Ham 5. No, West Ham 1. Man City 4, West Ham 1. That's my prediction. We go out there and hope, any slight bit of hope, and more than anything, a performance over a result. Put up a fight, lay a glove on them, more than what we did against Liverpool, Mike.
Yeah, the trouble is they should be there to have a go at. For the first time in a flipping long time, we should have a little bit of confidence. But off the back of our poor result and off the back of them actually winning one, it's turned it around again, isn't it? And that's why I'm favouring it. I think they're gonna beat us. I didn't think their poor run was going to last forever, but it's typical that all of a sudden they've turned a weeny bit of a corner as we're about to play them.
Exactly, just our luck, isn't it? I'll stick with my 8-0. I'll tell you what, tonight though, I'm backing Stephen Bunting, right? Stephen Bunting to get to the final, yeah. Just for the walk-on and the walk-on alone, it's brilliant. Love Stephen Bunting. I'd love him to win tonight, but yeah, probably Littler. Littler Van Gogh final would be pretty decent, but we will see. Of course, prediction, utter despair. Great minds obviously think alike with you, Mike. 3-1 to Manchester City. There is a good parking, right? What we've got guaranteed, a good parking spot, a coffee bought by somebody, I can't confirm who, on the way up. There'll be chip-based banter targeted at me. There'll probably be a lot of goals against us. There'll be, hopefully, snow. That's another one to put on the bingo card, snow. And Asda, yeah. What else? Having to walk around the stupid ground because you can't walk in one way. You've got to walk around. And on a more serious note, hopefully, a lot of chance for Luda McCloskey on Saturday. It's a chant that always gets brought out at pretty much every away game, and it would be really nice for that to have a special rendition on Saturday, of course, after the news that he revealed to us last Sunday of him withdrawing from cancer treatment to enjoy the best quality of life. So hopefully the West Ham away contingent can nod their head to him with a bit of Oi Big Boy on Saturday, and hopefully that can be one of the highlights of the day. Hopefully it's not the only highlight of the day, but that is the most important one of all as well. But yeah, Mike, thank you very much indeed for joining me, the only one that could be bothered to join me. So thank you very much indeed for that. Like I say,
the old timers keep on going, mate.
Exactly.
All the rest of them had a sneeze and a cough, and and they're in bed for a week.
He always turns up, right? Well, I mean, they're trying to incorporate Super Mario into this bingo Man City card, but it's not going to happen. I predict a prompt foot to the floor from Terry Newsham at some point, along the way, of course, abiding to all national speed limits of 70 miles an hour. Absolutely. What else have we got, Mike? Anything else? Chips and curry sauce by the two more experienced gentlemen in the car. That will be consumed, I reckon. Chips and curry sauce is a fan favourite.
Bacon sandwich or a sausage sandwich?
It will be a sausage sandwich made by, it will be the new sandwich from Terry Newsham. There will be a sausage sandwich, red sauce. Mike, you can corroborate. They're very nice, aren't they?
Oh, very, yeah.
Only, of course, with the very best Waitrose sausages, because that's just the kind of class that we preside in when in the company of Mr. Terry Newsham. Absolutely. If anybody's available to buy me lunch tomorrow, work related, I'm available. So to unpick that, Dad wants to go out for a lunch. Honestly, and I know who that's targeted at. Somebody that's in the chat. I wonder whether he's in that area down south. Terry, are you in that area down south tomorrow for a work-based lunch / planning session for a Saturday?
I might have to make some plans then.
Oh,
Head in the opposite direction.
go on. Brilliant. Right, Mike, thank you very much. From us, come on your irons, and let's just hope for the best, if nothing else. All our fingers are crossed, and we'll see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Thank you very much. Adios. Goodbye. Cheers, Mike. Thank you.